Hello, this is part 16 of Useless Information. I don't intend to make these regularly anymore, but there are 15 other episodes available here. Just skip the first one because that one is really bad. Either way, let's get into this. 1. Experimental features used to be a feature you could enable in the Terraria config file. Before 1.4.0.1, this would allow world seeds and texture packs to be used, but after the update, they just don't do anything anymore. You can still change the setting in the config file if you want though, even if it does do nothing. 2. Unlike the Muramasa, which was made to be curved in 1.4.4, making it look 10 times cooler, the regular katana didn't get that treatment, sadly. 3. In the 1.2.4.1 changelog, the Flairon was erroneously referred to as the Flailron, a slightly different portmanteau of the same nature. 4. Aggro basically just increases or decreases the distance mobs will aggregate onto you from, and it doesn't actually increase any innate targeting priority at all. 5. When you use the Beastery, you're able to use aliases for certain bosses, as it's easier to search these instead of using long names. A few examples of these are EOC for Eye of Cthulhu, Loth for Wall of Flesh, Fairy for the Empress, Cthulhu for the Moonlord surprisingly, and Mech Boss for the Mech Bosses. 6. The Beastery entry for the Salamander refers to it spitting highly corrosive acid, but it actually inflicts poison, not acid venom, probably because acid venom is way too powerful for a pre-boss enemy. 7. Big Spiky Hornets take up 1.16 NPC slots, while Little Spiky Hornets take up 0.78 NPC slots. This number is yet different for the other varieties: Stingy Hornets, Leafy Hornets, Honey Hornets, and Fatty Hornets. Why these specific numbers? No clue. 8. The Hard Mode Dungeon is referred to as the Hard Mode Dungeon because its contents used to be unlocked in Hard Mode, literally. If you had enough balls, you could get a tactical shotgun right after the Wall of Flesh. Of course, this only took a few days to be changed to what it is currently in Update 1.2.0.3. 9. Candles are waterproof if you already placed them, but they extinguish themselves if you hold them underwater. 10. The Basilisk mount glows at 20% the intensity of a shine potion if you're below 27 feet underground. 11. The peak players generated from the Terraria 1.4.4 update was 115,063, much higher than the Don't Starve Together's crossover peak of 84,904, but much less than the 489,000 from the drop of 1.4 itself. 12. As far as I can tell, the most viewed Terraria video as of the 30th of October 2022 is Jay-Z Boy Stickman vs Plantera, clocking in at 12.1 million views. 13. Lizard power cells are craftable in the 3DS version for some reason, and apparently mobile had that crafting recipe too at one point, before it was removed of course. 14. The Rainbow Rod used to be almost twice as expensive before 1.3, though that didn't stop it from still sucking in 1.3. Thankfully they fixed it. 15. In Terraria 1.0, the ocean originally did not have a guaranteed chance of spawning on both sides of the world. 16. In Terraria 1.4.4, there was a bug where oceans would be randomly drained during gameplay. This was fixed in Terraria 1.4.4.5, but continued to plague console players until a few days ago when the patch rolled out for them. 17. The hardest block to mine in Terraria is the chlorophyte ore, requiring 3 strikes from even the strongest pickaxes. The most disproportionately strong block to mine is the tombstone, however, as it can be mined with any pickaxe, yet it takes 10 strikes to mine with a copper pickaxe. If you ever cleaned up an arena in the early game, you'll know how annoying this can be. 18. Luminite Bullet has the lowest velocity of any bullet at 2, but it has the second highest velocity multiplier of any bullet just after high velocity bullets. This effectively negates the extremely low base velocity. 19. I also got to say that the high velocity and maybe the exploding Illuminite bullets are the only bullets in the game that look like, actual cartridge bullets, like in real life. 20. Before 1.4, the Nebula armor would release Nebula orbs from any projectile, including minions, making it extremely easy to stack the hell out of them passively. This was extremely broken for farms like this one made by MappyGaming. 21. This is kinda an addendum to this video. Oysters are grab bags like crates, but the crate potion doesn't buff their drop chance. It actually hurts the drop chance because it takes up chance originally belonging to fish like an oyster. The luck effect also doesn't affect grab bag drops, so it's completely pointless to drink a luck potion while opening oysters or, crates or basically anything really. 22. The Candy Corn Rifle has the lowest velocity of any gun, despite being nowhere near the bottom of the gun velocity chart. This is because, unlike bullets, the candy corns the gun uses don't provide the 2 times velocity multiplier that bullets do, meaning the 14 velocity the candy corn gun gets is less than the lowest possible gun velocity, which is 18 from the flintlock pistol and musket balls. 23. Put a cheap chest lock on a biome chest with all your friend's stuff in it. You will now require another biome key to open it again, probably pissing off whoever's person's stuff is still in that chest. 24. Unsurprisingly, helium in real life does not give off a rainbow color when fluorescing, but hey, it still looks cool as hell in Terraria. 25. And finally, the bubble gun gains 20 armor penetration and Get Fixed Boy and Don't Dig Up seeds, but it also loses 65 of its 70 damage as it becomes a pre-hardened weapon. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to subscribe as you just hit 40k, thank you. Here's the rest of the series and content, and good day and goodbye.